Located in Southside Virginia near the North Carolina border, Brunswick County is home to Brunswick stew. Folks here are proud of that fact. It's even part of the love sign at the county's visitor center. While noted for its legendary stew, Brunswick County depends on agriculture to keep its economy moving. Tobacco is still the largest cash crop here, but like everywhere else in Southside Virginia, the tobacco market changed significantly nearly 20 years ago when a price support system was dismantled. Today, many former tobacco farmers like Wade Bowen have turned to growing other crops. He's been farming here since he was 18.
We had tobacco with some mixed vegetables in the early years, but we stopped with tobacco in 2005, and probably 7-8 years ago, I went raising soybeans, and then but probably 3 years ago, we started in vegetables.
Bowen and his family grow English peas, sweet corn, soybeans, tomatoes, purple peas, and pretty much every other vegetable that can be grown in Virginia. On this day, his crew was unloading boxes upon boxes of sweet potatoes. Despite the NC State ball cap he proudly wears, Reggie Owens is a native Virginian. He grew up in Greensville County along the North Carolina border. He served 30 years in the military, then worked for the Greensville County government until 2 years ago, when he and his wife bought their property in Brunswick. They raise beef cattle on 100 acres that they own, and they lease more. He was exposed to farming at an early age.
I enjoy being able to see the fruits of your labor. You work hard, and the reward is you get to watch your calves be born. You get to see your hay grow. You get to see the hay harvested. It's one of those things, if you have farming in your blood, it kind of stays in your blood.
Owens sees a future for agriculture in Brunswick County, but he's also aware that over the next several years, solar power facilities are going to be developed in the county. That will impact local agriculture and forestry. He says county leaders have a plan to cap the number of acres for solar. As a veteran himself, he has some advice for service members considering a second career in farming.
Just do the research and check with the USDA office to see what funds are available to assist veteran farmers to get into business. And it's a lot of opportunities out there for farmers to work on a small scale and get some residual income from it.
There are 242 farms in Brunswick County, covering 66,398 acres. The market value of all agricultural products is $23,096,000. Crops bring in the most at $16,567,000. Tobacco is still the top crop in the county, delivering $11,114,000. Grains are way behind at $4,131,000. Vegetables, fruits, melons, and sweet potatoes bring in $646,000. Livestock accounts for $6,529,000, with cattle and calves generating $1,553,000. Of course, Brunswick County is known for the famous stew that bears its name, and there's no better way to experience Brunswick stew than at the county's annual Taste of Brunswick Festival in October. This year, the weather was cold, clammy, and soggy, but that is ideal Brunswick stew weather. Since a Brunswick stew can take 12 hours to cook, many of the so-called stew crews started at 1 in the morning or earlier to have it ready for the judges and customers. The large cooking pots like this one can hold about 200 quarts of stew, according to stew master Kevin Irby.
Stew masters come out and prepare their personal recipe of stew, carried back to tradition and the heritage of Brunswick County. And I know every fall, all the farmers and landowners will get together, cook a big stew, and they could feed their families for several days, weeks, or whatever from a stew pot like this.
After all those hours of stirring, most stew masters will know it's done when the stew paddle can stand straight up in the middle of the pot on its own. Each stew crew brings their own variety and flavor to the stew pot, and the different flavors reflect the diverse histories families bring to their recipes. Brunswick, Georgia also claims to be the home to the original Brunswick stew, But the Virginia tradition holds that it was made in 1828 by a camp cook named Jimmy Matthews serving a hunting party on the banks of the Nottoway River, and squirrel was the primary meat source. The Virginia-Georgia dispute is even part of the origin story for the modern-day Taste of Brunswick Festival.
25 years ago, there was a stew cook-off between Brunswick, Georgia and Brunswick County. And Brunswick County won.
Jones is a lifelong Brunswick County resident who grows collards, broccoli, and sweet potatoes, much of which could be included in a Brunswick stew. It all depends on what you like. Brunswick County is proud of its place in Virginia's culinary and agricultural history, and the people here are adding to that legacy today. In Brunswick County, Virginia, I'm Burke Moeller reporting.